Big draft night, as you have well heard. You've been following on social media, maybe, for a North Texas native son. And fingers crossed, toes crossed too, for our Dallas Cowboys tonight. Let's throw everything in the bucket. Bill Jones at the Star in Frisco to give us an update on everything. Hey, Bill.
It's the first ever Cowboys draft watch party here at the Star in Frisco, and things are getting tense right now because the Cowboys are a little less than 10 minutes away from being on the clock with their first round selection. Just 2 picks to go before the Cowboys pick. There are a couple of cornerbacks still available that the Cowboys like, a couple of defensive ends. Will the Cowboys go defense? Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott were here along with the fans here moments ago. Tension builds. It looks like we'll have the Cowboys pick for you coming up later in sports. But all weekend long, we're joined by Babe Laufenberg for our Cowboys draft coverage. And what a night it was in Arlington. That's where we find Babe at the Myles Garrett watch party. Babe.
Hello, Bill. Yeah, I can tell you one defensive end that's off the board. That would be Myles Garrett. He went very early. The party just winding down here in Arlington, but the party just beginning in Cleveland because they did make Myles Garrett out of Arlington Martin High and Texas A&M the #1 pick in this NFL draft. So, Myles, just how did it feel to hear your name called as the #1 pick in the 2017 NFL draft?
It's hard to explain the feeling, but, you know, it's surreal right now. Something I came and explained with the best of my words.
And you were walking around the party before the draft started, took place at 7, and you looked very calm. But then sitting on the couch, those last 10 minutes, I could just see a little bit of tension coming in. Would that be accurate?
You're right. I mean, my heart started thumping. I'm just thinking, you know, what if? And then I kind of just settled down once I got my family next to me. Once my brother and sister sat down, it's just like, can't be worried about the what ifs. You know, it's about what happens. And you know, what I felt like was the right decision happened, and now I can go prove that it was the right decision.
And what was that feeling when you heard your name announced #1? What went over you?
The weight of the world just fell off.
Really?
And then I heard all my family and friends just cheer, and I knew that everybody was proud of me. It was time to just, you know, celebrate with them.
Something tells me they would have been proud of you. First pick in the draft or the 7th round. I know that wasn't going to happen, but they're going to be proud of you either way.
They would have, yeah. And that's why I have them around, because they're going to support me whether I'm digging ditches or I'm the #1 pick. They'll love me regardless, and that's why I work out there for them. They're everything to me.
And if Myles Garrett ever ends up digging ditches, it'll be because he spent all his money, and he's got a lot of it coming. Again, big night for the entire Garrett family here as they celebrate Myles Garrett being the first pick in this NFL draft. In Arlington, I'm Babe Laufenberg, CBS 11 Sports.
Some shiny new things coming their way. Live look outside now at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, home, of course, to the Dallas Cowboys. Warm and muggy out there. Our chief meteorologist, Scott Padgett.
Now, your NTXHondaDealers.com sports desk.
The Dallas Cowboys select Taco Charlton, defensive end, Michigan.
And there it is, literally about 1 minute ago, the announcement made. The Dallas Cowboys have selected Michigan defensive end Taco Charlton with a #28 pick in the first round of this 2017 NFL draft. Bill Jones live here at the Ford Center, and many cheers, several thousand Cowboys fans here when the announcement was made. We've got Babe Laufenberg over at the Myles Garrett watch party in Arlington. Taco Charlton, a 6'5", 277-pound defensive end. Babe, what's your reaction to a defensive end, an edge rusher coming to Dallas in the first round?
Well, Bill, I really thought, like a lot of people, it was going to be a defensive end or a corner at that position. And, of course, as you well know, picking 28th, you're at the mercy of the teams in front of you, who they take as to who's left on your board. It is a big-time guy, played well in big games, 2.5 sacks against Ohio State. And here's my question to you, Bill. We've had a Shark here, Kenny Gant. We've had a Moose, Daryl Johnston. We now have a Taco in Taco Charlton. And no one is happier than Brad Sham when he gets to announce his name during the regular season next year.
That's exactly right. In my research that I've done in the Big Green NFL Draft Scouting Notebook, I understand Taco Charlton got his name from his grandmother. So there's a little tidbit of information there on Taco Charlton, who had 10 sacks in his only season as a starter for Jim Harbaugh at the University of Michigan. Of course, they had a great year last year. He has length. He's got 34-inch arms. He's a big, strong guy, and I think he can also rush from the inside as well. But as you mentioned, Babe, this is a much-needed position, especially with Randy Gregory being out for the entire season. Of course, the former second-round draft pick from a couple of years ago.
And if you look at the 2 losses to the Green Bay Packers in the playoff games, 2014 and, of course, last year in 2016, the common denominator was they could not get to Aaron Rodgers. They had to somehow remedy that. Obviously, they hope they've done that with Taco Charlton here. I still love being able to say the name. The other thing, Bill, is Jim Harbaugh coaches hard up there at Michigan. He coaches hard, and he's going to be coached hard by the Cowboys defensive line coach and defensive coordinator, Rod Marinelli. So he's ready for that.
All right, Babe Laufenberg, we appreciate it. By the way, Babe will be with us throughout the weekend here on CBS 11, over on TXA 21 here at 10:45 with much more Cowboys draft coverage. He's covering Myles Garrett, who went #1 overall to the Cleveland Browns. And what a night for DFW players, and more on the Cowboys pick coming up next.
With the 3rd pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Solomon Thomas, defensive end, Stanford.
What a night in Arlington as Myles Garrett was selected #1 overall, but Stanford defensive tackle Solomon Thomas of Coppell in Philadelphia will stay in the Bay Area, the #3 pick overall of the San Francisco 49ers. And then 2 picks later, the New York Jets were picking #6 overall, and they take another local DFW product. That would be LSU safety Jamal Adams out of Hebron High School. He is a real playmaker, and Todd Bowles has to be happy with that selection. And then another Texas product goes in the top 10 of this draft as Texas Tech quarterback Patrick Mahomes, the #10 overall pick of the Kansas City Chiefs, who traded up 17 picks to take Patrick Mahomes, as he will now play behind the veteran starting quarterback for Kansas City for a couple of years as he learns the National Football League. But a big night here in Frisco as the Cowboys again have made their selection. #28 overall, Taco Charlton, 6'6", 277-pound defensive end out of the University of Michigan. Over on TXA 21 at 10:45, Babe Laufenberg will join me live, and we'll break down what all happened in the first round of this Cowboys draft, as they've got a defensive end. Now we'll see what they do tomorrow in CBS 11.